All right, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing on this fantastic Thursday? So yesterday we had the FOMC meeting. A little bit of confusion in the markets yesterday. Let's go over here to the hourly real quick, and then I'll start talking about some stuff. So when the announcement happened at 2 o'clock, we had dollar weakness, right? So the dollar pressed down all the way to take out all these swing lows, right? There's liquidity under there. And in high risk events like this, it is not uncommon to see a new high and a new low of day put in during the news, during the announcement or whatever. So the first push lower was to take out any stops to the downside, put in a new low of day, and then after the announcement came out 30 minutes later, he did his speech, and then during the speech we seen that dollar bulls kick back in. So basically what he did was punted, right? I don't know if you're familiar with football here in America, but when you're at 4th and 1 or 4th and whatever, you need to punt because you don't want to take a chance on the team getting the ball there. So you basically kick it away to them. He's essentially done that. He just kicked it away down the road, maybe September, or not September, but maybe in November. They'll discuss more of it. They did hint, and it was just a hint of possible tapering coming up in the future. Well, we know that. You know what I mean? We know that you gotta have to taper. You can't simply just keep creating a bubble for the rest of your life. It's going to pop, and then at that point, what are you gonna do? So they want to taper. The market, though, will decide, right? This is the problem with fundamental news, guys, is you can take the most bullish thing for the dollar or the most bearish thing for the dollar, let that happen, and then the market can decide it completely opposite. The reason for that is because basically people are moving money around depending on what they said. So we've seen this big, massive bullish push. Now, the thing is the whole move has been retraced overnight. During the Asian session and the London Open, you can see dollar trading all the way back down into where basically it started from the meeting. So what we can do from here is we can see a support line put in and see if the dollar goes higher. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen, but if it does create a support and it starts making higher highs and higher lows on the hourly, then you can probably look for more bullish dollar. The reason being is simply because the market may decide to go ahead and start pricing in that risk for the taper when it finally does happen. Because eventually it will happen, barring any massive job number drop or something like that, because they're basically trying to use all the data they have, and they look at the markets and everything else to make their decisions. So they want to see, I guess, how the market reacts to this decision. If it doesn't fall off too much, then maybe they taper next session. So, but moving on, let's go out and talk about this, because technical analysis, in my opinion, is all you need, and I've been saying that since day one. It's all I use. I do want to know what the fundamental backdrop is, but I don't base my trading decisions off of fundamentals. All right, I base them off of levels of price and current technical structure of the overall market. So here we have the dollar. This is the quarterly chart. We will have a new quarter in 7 days. All right, 7 days. We'll start the fourth quarter 2021. You can see here that the dollar is trading at quarterly resistance. That quarterly resistance is 93.23. You can see that it is trading under it currently, right? We got above it yesterday. We took out quarterly high. This quarterly high, we traded all the way up to this quarterly close almost, or open, sorry. Not quite, but almost. So we shall see. The next couple days, you're probably going to see the market chill out a bit, pull back even, maybe look for support. And then again, I could be completely wrong and looking for dollar bullishness. This thing could roll over. But you're going to close more than likely in 7 days with a green quarter. So with that quarterly resistance, here is the daily, right? Yesterday, nice big strong close above this resistance, however, hindered from this one. So this is going to be current daily resistance that the dollar needs to get above. That resistance level is 93.561. Here we are on today. You can clearly see weakness coming in, and it's pretty strong, right? The weakness is strong. I'm pretty sure that that those two words don't fit with each other. Weak is strong. The weakness is strong. But anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. Here is support. All right, so it's going to matter where the day closes or not. Daily support is right under that quarterly resistance level. So we'll see how it closes today, and then we'll start making decisions based on what we see in the market. Still, you are well above the 50 on the exponential, or not exponential, but on the RSI, and your exponential moving averages are all situated nicely below price. So generally, when you trade very far away from your 21 EMA, you do generally pull back into it. This is called mean reversion. Mean reversion always happens in the market. So I'm going to see Twitter people coming at me with, I thought you said it's bullish. I thought you said it's bullish. Let me explain something to you. The dollar can trade all the way down to $92.87 and still be bullish. All right. Your moving average is all the way down there. So yeah, this can trade all the way down, even come into this supply zone or demand zone down here at 92.63. As long as you're not taking out this swing low, you're still looking for bullish entries. If that were to happen, then obviously we switch our bias and we start looking for shorts. But as of right now, you're having a little bit of a pullback in this. So let's go over to the S&P 500 real quick and let me show you what's going on here. Now, some of your larger channels are talking about this being a rising wedge. I don't see it, but they do. All right. Well, that's what I see right there. I'll just take it from there. Here was your breakdown, right? You can clearly see that price reacted to my trend line, right? From that low to that low. Here you go. Boom. Perfect touch. Next day, bullish. This is a trap. This is to get everybody thinking, hey, it bounced off of the trend line. Let's get long. Boom. There is the trap results. So when you get a lot of people that are wrong on their direction, you get massive expansions in the opposite direction because of all the liquidations. Then you had continuation all the way down to the quarterly open. You are seeing a bounce, and that is all as of now. Here is your technicals, right? Boom, that. And then on the daily, you have lost the 50 and the 21. Okay, so that's important. Let's see where the weekly is. Yeah, still bullish on the weekly. Still maintaining that. Still way above 50. So the weekly still bullish. The daily is what is showing us that we might see some bearishness. Now, with that being said, let's get off of that. Let's get off of this. So you're coming back up into your 50 on the RSI. You have an old support zone here that was broken without a retest on this candle. You also have this ascending trend line that was support. Price trades up into that. We will look for rejections at first. I'm not saying throw out a short here. Don't just blindly short there, because as of right now, you are making higher closes on the hourly. This is where new traders generally get stepped up or get off track. They think that, hey, there's a Heath level there, let's short it. That's not how it works, guys. Let price show you if it's going to respect that level or not. You can see here on these closes, higher, 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 and now you have a higher high, yet still you have not found resistance. There is no point on taking a short right here. You might get ran over. Now, if it trades up to this 44.444 level, then you can maybe look for it to start to act as resistance. Then if you see a bearish reaction off of it, only then are you looking to take a short on a pullback move up into an hourly Heath level. So you got to wait for all of that to take place before it's a setup. This is not a setup. All right. Never was and never will be. I'm very consistent in the way I'm trying to teach you guys. You must wait for price to show you what's transpiring. So we know that there is a possible for resistance way up there. I am not looking for any shorts on the S&P 500 until we get there. All right. I'm sure there's probably an hourly level over here, 1, 2 of them, you know what I mean? And yes, any one of these has the potential to act as resistance. But first, you must see that in the closes. So right now it's 5:44 a.m. on the on the Eastern Coast. What we're going to do is we're going to see if this little level wants to become resistance. If it does, and only if it does, then we may be looking for shorts. Your momentum is to the downside on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, your momentum is still bullish. On the daily, you are bearish. So the daily is like an hourly in the sense, like, for instance, if you're looking for weekly closures because you're more of a longer term swing / position trader, then you're not doing anything until you get a weekly close. Well, the daily close is the same way. But to a weekly chart, the daily is essentially an hourly chart. All right, I hope that makes sense of what I'm trying to say. So the daily moves, you got obviously not in this market, you got 5 days before you make a weekly candle. Basically, you're on the third. Your weekly looks so far like it has tested support and is getting a nice bounce from it. You are still below this week's open, which is good, and there is also weekly resistance here. So we are waiting for this is going to be an important level on the S&P 500 to decide if we're going to look for more bearish entries or not. All right, I hope I made sense there. I'm sorry. All right, so let's move on to what everybody came here to see. It's been a great week for me, guys. I have crushed pound dollar, euro, USD. Took a trade yesterday on USD CAD before the sell-off, and it ended up being a decent little trade. I crushed short on algo. Bitcoin short. I mean, it's been a fantastic week. So it'll have to be a great setup before I'm looking for anything to trade today or tomorrow. So let's go over here to Bitcoin. All right, so this is the asset that's on everybody's mind right here, and this is resistance, right? Or should be resistance. It's this last daily close at 43,829.14. Now, we don't know that it's going to be resistance. Yesterday, it showed us that it was resistance because you got the close below. However, you got the close right below it. Chances are you're going to see price on the day after try to get back above that level. So if you're looking for shorts, you're not looking to take a short right here, all right? If you get a push up above your resistance level and a close back below, then and only then would I be looking to enter another short. I'm short from up here, and I still see no reason to close that position, all right? If I get a close above this candle here, then I will think about closing the position, all right? So Bitcoin can trade all the way back up to 44,947 before I decide to even think about closing the short position. If we fail to get above and close above today, this level, all right, then I'm going to possibly be looking for ads. On the daily, you are bearish. The 50 is not bearish, but you have started a new downtrend. Here is your high. There's a low. Taking out this swing low. That's what makes it the low to watch, right? It's not every low. You look for the high, then you look for a low that takes out a previous swing, and you've got 3 previous swings right here. This low took out all those swings. Then you traded up and made what we like to call in the business as a lower high. Then on this push here, you took out this low. Lower high, lower low sequences have been put in. So people will be looking for shorts. And that's why you're seeing this. Not much of anything, right? Yesterday's Fed meeting, this is not a bullish engulfing. I have seen many people calling this a bullish engulfing. It is not. To make a bullish engulfing, you must take out your previous candles low and high. And for it to be an actual engulfing, you want to see that close above whichever direction you're looking at. So in this case, you almost got the close above this candle's high, which is good. Now, this would be an engulfing if you had a wick down here taking out that low. You do not. So it is not an engulfing. It is a nice daily candle as it closed above this day's open. So that's telling us something. For this day here, you were bullish. Are you going to see bullish continuation? We shall see. Multiple zones of resistance ahead of you. right? So don't just get too anxious just yet. And another way you could do this is simply the same way that you did the other old high. Wait until Bitcoin gets a daily close above this level. Make sure the very next day isn't a trap. And as long as you see continuation, then you know there's a pretty good chance you're going to see this resistance level touched after that. So that's a safe way to do that, right? 4-hour chart, same thing, right? Same thing. Let Bitcoin get above this level before you start looking for bullish entries, as that would imply something is different. The trend has changed. As of right now, you are in the channel, or the makings of a channel. Okay? Something like that. So you're in the middle of it. There is no decision to be made. In the middle of a resistance, or in the middle of a range. This is your range. You're looking to take these entries at the top or at the bottom, depending on if you're bullish or bearish. So that's what we got on Bitcoin. It's doing nothing. It's a simple pullback off of these lows right down here. Let's go back out to the daily. So we can see that we have taken out multiple swings right here. So it's all good. If people bought this up, then you should see bullish continuation. You're still working on that. So today's going to be probably a slow and boring day. All right, you can see here on the hourly just how much that line is being played with right now. The last few hours you've been testing this level to see if it wants to hold a support. All right, if you start to take out all this stuff and you come back down and test hourly support here, if you lose this, then I would probably be looking for retests back up in order to get short. But that's neither here nor there, because we gotta wait. You just gotta wait, guys. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. No tapering, what a surprise, right? SNX USDT on KuCoin. Yeah, let's go look at it real quick. Hang on 1 second, though. Here's Algo. Yesterday I was looking to take another short, simply because it worked over here, right? Boom, shorted it, took profits down there. Obviously, this run up stopped me out. So I was looking for a next level of possible resistance to see if it wants to hold. This one did not. All right. So you can see how price traded at the resistance level with multiple attempts to close above. Could not put in what I like to call a bear trap, because you took out support to the downside and then traded back up and blew up everybody's stops. So that's what the market does day in, day out. It searches for liquidity and it finds them in the form of stops. First level of possible resistance, you've already got an hourly close above the level, so you may see the resistance level tested. Well, I mean, that's pretty much close enough to call it a test. So this right here, I would say, is just a pullback. Possible longs. Yeah. So maybe watch this level here and see if you get an hourly close above it. Definitely don't want to take a long if you're trading below this on an hourly closing basis. An hourly is nothing to wait on. All right, so let's see what happens. This may just be a pullback into support. You may see another expansion to the upside, because as long as the Fed isn't going to taper, that means you got risk back on the table. So people might be looking to squeeze a little bit more out of these crypto assets. All right, so that's Algo. And probably not going to be looking for a short today, because it did get above that resistance level and it's saying, hey, I want to be going higher. So what was that? SNX USDT on KuCoin. My pleasure. Let's get off the hourly. So that's an old resistance level here. I was looking to see if it held a support when it came back down to it. You can clearly see it did not, right? Did not offer up support. So this would have been support. Next day, closed below it. So you're trading back up to it, and that seems to be the level that price is respecting as resistance. However, on the 4-hour, you can see nice continuation to the upside, making higher closes on your bullish candles with no wicks, I might add, on these last two closes. That's pretty strong. Also, you had 4-hour resistance right here. It held on one attempt there, but this one broke above. It's retested it as support. It's coming back in to see if it wants to hold as support again. All right, so right now you're looking at a support test at $10.99. Will it hold a support? I have no clue, right? I have no clue. So take that with what you will. You are looking exactly the same as everything else as far as massive move to the downside. And you're coming back up for a retest. As of right now, this is a nice outside range. See how it came up, took out all of these swing highs, boom. And then the swing lows, boom. So next area for targets will be this wick low to the downside. That's going to be ultimately the target for bearish entries. I don't know if I'd take a bearish entry here or not, to be honest with you. I don't like it when the market respects old levels. I like the new, fresh levels that haven't been tested yet. So let's get rid of these lines and see if we can't find something for you. Well, we have one there already from that 4 hour. See that? There's that. And then 4 hour supply, 1261. So this may be your next range. Maybe. All hinges on where does this 4 hour close. This 4 hour closes in 2 hours and 4 minutes. If you're closing above $10.99, you may see a press higher. This is old support, so it will obviously act as possible resistance moving up. That level is 1214, this bearish close. This is your supply zone. This is old support, right? So this looks like it could be going to be the next price range unless you fall out of this. If you fall out of this, then from this low to this is in play again. Down here, be looking to short this down to the next support. That's what I would be doing. But it all hinges on what this baby does right now. And with the dollar falling off like it is intraday for today, you're probably going to see some of these risk ats get a little bit of a push higher. 4 hour support here on the DXY. That's current support. This is also support. So you got two support zones on the 4 hour for the DXY to chew through. I don't like the way this price action is. I can tell you that much. But since everything's bullish on the longer term, right, the near term, you got to look for possible pullbacks at support. So hopefully that helps. He's crushed this week. I've been crushed this week. We got to get you on the opposite side of that. On the opposite side, my friend. ETHUSD for Daniel. Let's go look at it. Where is it? Right there it is. Let's get out here, go to the daily, see what's going on. Looks almost exactly like Bitcoin. That's uncanny. Alright, so that would have been support. Yeah, that would have been old support there. You can see this was a test of it. Traded away, broke down. There's your breakdown. So bears, or aggressive bears, let me add that because that would have been very aggressive, would have been looking for that level to hold as resistance. However, this is a pretty decent size move. An expansion, right? So you can look for pullbacks generally all the way up to your 50% or 618 before you can see sellers kick back in again. All right, because that basically what you're doing is you're letting an impulse leg chill out a little bit and it finds resistance up in this area 3284.40 or 3163.46. Then we'll be looking for shorts again. Daily close above this 618, not looking for shorts again. We're going to let price trade wherever it wants to go. At that point, I would say you're probably looking for bullish price action to follow, right? Because in the overall scheme of things, let me be clear. This move, even though it was pretty aggressive and we were looking for it on this channel, It doesn't signify a top for this market cycle. Okay, this could simply be a pullback for this market cycle. All right, so I'm not saying that this is the top. I am situated with a short on that swing high, so if it is the top, I'm in good shape. And I'm also situated long on Bitcoin, right? I'm long ETH and I'm long Bitcoin with spot, but I'm trading the inverse swap contract so that way I can accumulate more Bitcoin. So long term, I'm bullish. But as of right now, what's happening in the market now, probably going to be looking for shorts as long as it doesn't get above that 618 from this impulse leg down. So you can see how much of a measured move it was, right? Boom, boom. So this could be the low for this move. You did have this impulse to the downside, several days of consolidation, traded up to the 618. Imagine that. Then you ripped back to the downside. Boom. And the measured move was almost flawless. So let's just say from this swing high to this low. And then from that's this leg. And now we want to attach the high to this, to that low. So I can go up a little bit. It's a absolute flawless measure move. See that? All right, so with that being known, what we're going to wait on is the 618. If this is going to continue with another leg to the downside, you're going to see this area or this area hold as resistance. And then you have a supply zone here and an old support there that lines up beautifully with the 618. Okay, that's a daily too. So that would be a level where I want to see this thing hold. 32.8620. So if I'm looking for shorts, that doesn't mean I'll be right, but if I'm looking for shorts and we get up here and we throw out a nice rejection, I'm going to be looking intraday for pullbacks to get short. If you're bullish on this, what you want to see is obviously a nice big strong close above that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Thoughts on Bitcoin? I'm bullish long term, but I got a short term short on Bitcoin. What's a good entry spot for ETH USD in your opinion will be? A good entry? I don't know. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a long or short? My entries are fluid. They move with price. I can't just say, it's been, brought to my attention that I shouldn't say that stuff anymore. So, I won't. But I can't just be like, yeah, enter here, stop there, because I don't know what's going to happen when price gets there. Right? I'm an intraday scalper. I take trades day by day. I'm not a long-term guy. I do have long-term hodls on Bitcoin, Ethereum, some stocks, right? Like most investors. However, for my intraday activities, I am a scalper. I'm looking for the daily range expansion each and every day, and I can change my bias each and every day. That's the fantastic thing about being a scalper. So, if you're looking for shorts, I would wait till price gets up to 32.8620, and then you want to wait for a rejection. You don't want to just short it there because you're going to get ran over. You got to make sure price lets you know if that level is indeed the level. Price will tell us. Price is king. Tesla. Let's go look at it. Tesla came off a little bit too. Everything came off a little bit with that news, man. That was big news. Oh, about that news. China fixed it, right? The government fixed it. They set up some kind of interest rate, or not interest rates. Crap, got interest rates on my mind. They set up some kind of payment plan. I guess they're gonna bail them out. But it's rebounding, right? Let's get rid of this. This is definitely old. Oh, let me say this real quick because I did put the link in the description. This YouTube channel is called DailyFX, guys. I'm not a fundamental guy, but these guys are. Right? If you need to know anything about fundamentals, or if you're looking for the fundamentals, let me do this real quick. These guys can tell you. Now, obviously, I don't like doing this kind of stuff, but I only do it with channels that I know and trust, right? These guys are good.
Quick look here. I laid this out going into
So yeah, if you want to, he goes in
and
depth
there's my scenario
over
table.
basically
Now what
everything that
happened?
has
Obviously
anything to
no
do with
change.
fundamentals.
That was very,
And I
very
put the
limited
link
change
in the
between a month.
description below if you want to go check out this video later. Link is in the description. But let's get back to Tesla. So Tesla is doing this, right? A lot of people are going to say that that's generally a bearish chart pattern, but I don't look at chart patterns, right? I don't care about them very often. I do bring them up when I see them because I know most retail likes to look for them. You do have an ascending trend line there that is being respected. So until that level is broken to the downside, you gotta respect it, right? What's price doing? These are dailies. So this tells you price looks like it's found support down here and you're moving back up. Tesla didn't come off as hard as the S&P 500 did, right? During that Chinese news, we're looking for possible shorts on the S&P 500. Tesla's moving back up. So when it's gappy like this, it's very difficult for me to find levels, because the big level that I would see in there is right where the gap is. So basically every bullish close on a daily has the potential of being resistance, and so far you've broken above these here. This would have been a supply zone back to the upside, but it was not respected and it did not work. You got 3 days that closed above it, then you had the bearish leg to the downside. As of right now, it looks like that was just bought right up. You can clearly see that price is trending to the upside, meaning each time you have a fall, it gets bought up, and you consolidate a little bit, comes down, gets bought up, consolidate a little bit, come down. So far it's been bought up. Would I buy it here? Absolutely not. No. This would have been a good spot to buy, right? That's almost half off. $900 down to $500. Yeah, that's a bargain. A bargain, my friend. Now you're at $751. So now you're just a couple $100 from the all-time high. I mean, this thing was a massive monster move. It was the short squeeze, the biggest short squeeze I think I've ever seen in my life. Back before they did the split, this range, these highs was like 240. Right now it says 72, but they did a stock split. And I can remember when this occurred. Massive squeeze. Just look at that. So many people got crushed. Is Tesla worth this much? Well, the chart says it is, right? Investors say they are. So, I mean, buy red candles if you're looking to buy. Don't buy green ones. Look to buy lower. Maybe close to this. If you're looking for long time holds. Long time holds. With the interest rate decision coming up, they keep punting it down the road or kicking the can. But when they do start to taper, I do expect some risk assets to fall a little bit. The market's not going to like the idea of the Fed taking away stimulus. The Fed is injecting liquidity into the market, so the market isn't going to like it once that liquidity starts coming out, right? So you're probably going to see most risk assets fall. I just don't think right now is a good time to look for bullish entries. Maybe on the S&P 500, I doubt it. I mean, a lot of people are saying buy the dip, buy the dip. That's up to the each individual. Right now, it's at resistance. It's at resistance. This is the resistance level. Boom. 763. That's your last highest daily close. Notice how price respected it as resistance. Each daily close is below that level. That is your resistance, 762.32. So you're coming into resistance. We don't look to buy stuff like that. So, yeah, if you get a breakout of that level, look for retests. I mean, I don't know what you're looking for. You just said Tesla. So I don't know if you're looking for shorts, longs, hodling, day trade. I have no clue. ADA. Yeah, let's go look at Cardano. Cardano was a phenomenal play that I didn't take. Man, it sucks. That 3-day level that I was watching there. Absolute beautiful test of it here. I even called it out. I just didn't take it because I was watching Bitcoin and some other things. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. So right now it's just pulling back like everything else, right? Had a couple big bearish days. You traded down into support, so you're seeing a bounce. It's normal. Anybody that got short up here are taking profits into support. This is why you get bounces. Also, you have limit orders setting here to buy, because when assets get in bullish like this, people like to buy these lower areas. So was this an opportunity to get long? Well, we know in the past that it was. Would I have bought that? No. Once we took out this area up here, then I would have possibly been looking for intraday longs only up to this level here. Because once you test this, you're going to see a bounce again. That's why markets, they trade like up and down into those supply and demand zones. And then whichever is more aggressive, that I guess determines the direction of the market. Nice big strong bullish close off of this. You're coming back in as an inside day, right? So if you're looking to get long, you want to see this hourly hold. If it doesn't, move on down to the next one. $2.18. That's if you lose this one. You can see that it is holding as of right now, but I don't like that reaction. That's not a bullish reaction. That's a pullback into the midpoint of this bearish candle. So I would be looking for entries around this one if I was looking for longs. Hourly close below that, you're not. Just understand that you're buying an asset that has lost all of its bullish momentum. You have lost all of your bullish momentum, right? Also on that 3-day level that I was talking about, it was also a 50 test. Look at that. Boom, boom. That was the short, right? Doesn't always work, but when it does, it's pretty. That was your short. So now you're seeing a bit of bullish momentum coming off from an almost oversold region. So right now you just have to look at it as a bounce only. You've lost your daily 50 and 21 moving averages on closing basis. You did regain your 50 with yesterday's close though. So you can see with today's price action how small the range is on the daily. It's being accumulated. It's not bearish, not today. It's red as of right now, but it's not bearish. Looks like people are looking to get long or trying to get long. So yeah, I could see price coming all the way up to 235. Right there would be where I'd be looking to take profits if I took this as a day trade. I'm not taking it as a day trade, but if I did, that's where I'd be looking for my profits. Tell about soul. I see. I got a. All right. Good morning, Heat. BTC closed below 5-day support. Next target is 38K. 5-day support. It's possible. I don't know. Are you looking at a 5-day chart? A 5-day candle? With Bitcoin doesn't ever close, so I think the weekly's good. Why anybody? I've never ever heard of that. A 5-day? Yeah, you did lose 5-day support. Did you lose 4-day support? 2-day support? 3-day? I look at the 1-day, 3-day, and weekly. Right? I don't know why you're looking at a 5-day. I would love to hear an explanation upon that. If this, like I said, if Bitcoin, so like a 5-day candle is okay for stocks because they only operate inside of those 5 days. But for a 7-day, 24-hour market, I don't see any point. But you're right. You definitely did close below that. You definitely did come into a supply or demand zone. So you did get a bounce. You are trading right now as an inside because it just opened, right? This thing just opened. Just opened like 8 hours ago. So, yeah, it's possible. I mean, that's where I'm looking. I'm looking lower for now. Looking lower. And then now Sol. Let's go look at Solana. I know everybody wants to buy Solana. It's monstrosity. Absolutely. Just huge move to the upside. People are looking for that to continue. Will it? It might. Let's get rid of these. They're old. Well, that one could stay. That one can stay. You didn't even get a support test of it. So here you are trading into a supply zone. Remember, I don't like the supply zones when the candle is this big. When the range is big like that. I don't like them. So what I'll commonly do is go into a smaller time frame and find the smaller time zone. So you can see up there is going to be supply. Did take out 8-hour support or resistance to the upside. Checked it as support. It held. Is it going to do that again? I don't know, but this is the price. 144.04. If you do not close an 8-hour below that, you may see higher prices up to 163.68. If you do close below that or this low, this is going to start looking more and more like a trap. All right. Here is your impulse move that was the trap, and then the bearish reaction from it. Let's get rid of these levels. Now we've outlined them. Let's see what our fib says. It looks to me like you're pretty close to, or not, you did hit the 618 of this leg to the downside. So this pullback has been sufficient enough. Who is in control of price? You will only know later. I wouldn't look to short that there, right? I would have to see, I'd have to see at least this hourly level break to the downside, this one. Once that happened, then I might look for shorts. Because this thing has the potential to be very bullish. But you are at, this is the 618, 152. Which is why you could be seeing a little bit of bearishness, because people are selling it based on that info. I got too much ice in my cup and the lid won't close. All right, so yeah, right now Sol is at a spot where people are looking to short it. I wouldn't look to short it here simply because it needs to take out that hourly support first. It needs to show me that it's willing to take out a support level to the downside. Then I would look for a pullback to get short. Because this is a this is a nice range. A nice range. There are bearish candles in here on smaller time frames. However, on the hourly, I mean, if you lose that support, you can come all the way down to here and then here. So that's a nice trade, right? If you break this support and it goes back up and finds maybe a wick up into this candle, take an entry aiming at this. It would be a decent trade, but that would have to happen first. As of right now, that's a nice bullish expansion. So many people were looking to short this right here and they got destroyed. So it's up to the bulls to prove it. The bears they do have control of the daily structure, but right now, since yesterday, the bulls have been firmly in control. Good morning, Old Rope 63. How are you, my friend? Can you please have a look at WPM and ETH? We just looked at ETH, but I'll look at WPM. Wheaton, Precise Metals. So pre-market, you're already trading lower. It doesn't look bad. I mean, obviously it looks bad from there to there, but I mean, this is in the longer term, right? You got multiple areas of support down here. So you're trading at one here. There. That's support, $40.36 until you get a daily close below. This is support. And you can see how this candle, right? I haven't looked at this chart. I didn't just pick this out of my butt, right? This is how I do it. And then look at this day. Boom. Look at that. So this strategy works, right? It's up to you to make it profitable though. But anyways, this level of support, $40.36 until you get a daily close below it. Sounds like someone is outside with a jackhammer at 6:20 in the morning. What is going on over there? That's not code. You're not allowed to do that till 7. So there's no more supports in this price leg to the upside. There's old ones, but I don't like old ones. So this level right here is going to be important, because if you lose it, then the next support is all the way down to 37.94, unfortunately. So watch 40.36. If you get a daily close below it, then you may see a bounce out of there the next day. Because generally when you do get a break of support, I always like to wait on the next day to prove it that day is not a trap, right? Because traps exist. We know they exist. And a trap is simply a break below or above a support or a resistance and then an instant reversal. That's a trap. So yeah, it's got some bearish momentum to the downside. Let's look at your technicals. Technicals, you're oversold. Almost oversold. So you're not looking to take any new shorts. That's for sure. And yeah, not looking good, man. This isn't looking good. This looks like this is an expansion move, finally taking out this support level here. So that's where I'd be watching for possible resistance, because that was your last support. Some of these were as well, but this is the one that mattered. That's why you got this massive red day. Whenever you have a massive candle like this and the midpoint is an old support or resistance level, that essentially confirms that level as support or resistance. So this is what I'd be looking for on this asset. I'd be looking for this to cool off because you're almost at oversold regions. I don't buy stuff that's oversold. I'm just saying you might see this thing get a bounce from this area. If this level holds a support. If it does, I'd look for 42.49 to be your new resistance. I wouldn't just blindly short there, but that's the price I'd be waiting for it to get to before I started looking for shorts. So that's going to be your range unless you break down. It's not looking great. It's got some heat. Tell us about Sol. Yeah, I've already told you about Sol. Morning, any chance we could look at Luna and Dot? Yeah, let's go look at them. Luna, big strong day, man. Big strong day. This is an old level, but let's just move it because there's a new one there. Right there is your supply zone. Traded up into it, 34.45. You're having a little bit of a bearish reaction, but not much. This is a big, strong, bullish candle. This looks more to me like, yeah, that's strong, man. This one day took out 2 days of negative, right? So people are going to be looking to buy pullbacks on this today. But here's the thing. It's already trying to lose support. See, that's your supply zone. So yes, people shorted there. That's where we look to get short. However, you're trading into an hourly. There is the support zone, 32.65. This is intraday support. It's nothing more than intraday support. If this level holds, you might see bullish continuation. These bearish candles, yeah, they're bigger than these, but they're still not momentous, right? This could just be a pullback for bulls to get long. I would need to see price drop and close below that level before I would look for shorts. Intraday. Just because I know that since the Fed punted, You're going to see risk on more than likely today in a lot of these markets. The S&P 500, all those markets, you're going to see strength more than likely. So let's see what happens here. You can see how it's like already starting to bounce a bit. That's definitely the level. It's just bouncing from the open of that bearish candle. So yeah, this is definitely the price. Watch for a breakdown if you're looking for shorts. You got to see this breakdown, right? It's got to close below. Let's see what it does when it hits that. Wick to it. Perfect. Spook. So that's your support. If that level holds on an hourly closing basis, you're probably going to see another test of the daily high, which is this wick, 34.72. That's your daily high. And that will be the bulls' targets if they pick it up here. And you can see it's being very aggressive. Gapped even on the 5 minute though. That's how you do it, guys. If you want to be an intraday scalper, that's how you do it. It's as simple as that. People want to make analyzing these charts so much more difficult than they have to be. And the only reason they do that is so they can sell you a course. That's it. When you see like someone like Shadow Traders FX guy, how he might trade like that, but my goodness. Using monkey bars and fibs and this and that. It takes him 47 minutes of analyzing with fib levels and stuff before he even understands what's going to happen. I can simply look at the chart, look at the candle in 5 seconds, know if I want to take a long or a short and where. It's so retarded. But the reason they do that is so they can sell you the course. Because obviously you're going to be like, wow, he must know what he's doing. That looks cool. Ooh, I need to learn that. And then he'll be like, yeah, the link to the course is in the description. I'm going to make a lot of technical analysts mad when this channel blows up and people realize just how easy it is. But yeah, it looks like that's your level on Luna, and then your other one was Dot. Let's go look at it. Another rant. I'm sure I'll have many of those before it's over. This is another one that had a nice strong day, but you can see how it didn't take out 2 days of price action, only this one. But that's still nice. That's a big strong close above your previous day's high. That means the bulls were very, very aggressive yesterday. And that doesn't mean that price is ever going to go up. That just means the buyers were more aggressive yesterday. That could be shorts taking profits as well as buyers. So that's, you can see a lot of buying coming in. It doesn't necessarily mean that your trend's going to continue that way. It just means yesterday it was, right? And like I said, shorts taking profits mixed in with real buyers, you get big strong reactions like that. And it's the same thing. Today you're seeing a very small range day because it's testing support. All of this stuff is going to be the same because the liquidity is provided by market makers and Tether and your exchanges like Coinbase. The people that own the most Bitcoin and cryptos are your exchanges. So they are the ones that move price, right? When they're taking orders, putting new orders in, and they're the ones moving price. Your market makers and stuff. That's why all of these look the same. That's why all these cryptos are testing the exact same support level. Let's go into Bitcoin. I bet it's testing it too. Not quite, but almost. It's testing supply, right? They all move basically the same. So it's testing supply right now. Bitcoin looks better than those though, because it's testing supply. The other ones are testing this resistance that was put in September 22nd at 1300 hours at 1 o'clock p.m. yesterday. So back over here to Dot, 1 o'clock p.m. yesterday. All right, so that's what it is. Your support is 30.75, and that's only on an hourly basis. That's your intraday support. So that level right there is going to be important. If that level holds, maybe you see another high day test. But the range is very small in comparison to yesterday's range. This is yesterday's range. From this high to here is today's range. Very small. Very small. Heath, can you check out BNB and AVAX? Yeah, let's go look at BNB. I got it right here. What time is it? All right. These will have to be the last two. Same thing on BNB. Testing this 1 o'clock candles support. Not quite. You have this one instead that it's at right now. But I'd say you'll probably get a wick down to there at the very minimum. Overall, I'm pretty, I'm short. I'm short on Bitcoin at that swing high, and I haven't seen any reason to take that short off yet. So we'll see. But right now, support on BNB, intraday support. Well, it's kind of here too. So you have two of them, 372.91 and 369.82. Those two levels right there. If you lose that on an hourly closing basis, you're probably going on down to 362, which will be this last resistance level that was broken here. So that will probably be where it goes to if it falls. And the other one was, what was it? BNB and AVAX. AVAX. Now this one's different. Yay, finally one that's different. See, it's yesterday 1 o'clock candle was still bearish, but it's way down there. You've got support here and here on AVAX intraday. Current support is $74.39. Got AVAX at 64.60 spot. Any area for take profit? 64.60. That's not bad. So you bought it down here on this breakout. Yeah, if you lose this level, you might want to think about it, right? You might want to think about it. And I don't know how big of a spot position you got. So I'm glad to see that it ain't leveraged. I'm really glad to see that. I'm glad to see you're just doing it with spot. That's a fantastic way to learn, because you're not going to get crushed if you're wrong. But if you lose this level, maybe then you can look to take profits. If this level holds, I see no reason to do so, right? You've taken out these two swing highs. This is just a pullback until you lose that. If you get an hourly close below this wick here, this very long ranged hourly candle, if you get an hourly close below that, this is a trap, because that's your breakout candle. That's the candle that signifies the breakout. So if this is going to continue higher, now is a good time for it to do so. I could see this thing hitting $80 or $82 today. Absolutely. If this area holds as support, you could see $82. You're above those swing highs. Yeah, man. Good job. Wow. That's all-time highs. So I don't know about that. I take that back. You just took out that wick today. So you did just take out a ton of liquidity. So yeah, that changes everything. I would still remain vigilant with the same thing if you lose this, because you're in at 64. That's right down here, right? That's right down here. So if you lose that, you can see it. This is your next support, and then here. So you got big drops. If you lose this support, you can see $70. This thing is absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. I figured this was done a long time ago. It is not. Boom. And let's go look at one more for myself. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. Cosmos. Because a lot of people are, this thing, wow, buying zone, I guess. As someone asked me in Discord if it was, and I said I wouldn't. See, I'm wrong sometimes. On the occasion, I get it wrong. Yeah, big strong move up into a daily Heath level. Right here. Boom. So, yeah, you're going to see a pullback, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bearish. A lot of analysts see this thing hitting $100, right? This market cycle. So that just, if you do go long, make sure you're just buying spot So that way you just lose the money that you invest in it. You're not really looking for a trade. You're looking to invest in this because you think it can 2-3x from here. At $40, it's a little bit more than a 2x. I wanted it lower, and I didn't get it. I didn't like that momentum coming into support. So it scared me. I was too scared. But it looked like a fantastic buying opportunity. So I need to apologize to whoever said that in Discord. Alright guys, thank you all for your attention. Thank you so much for your support. As always, thank you Old Rope 63 for becoming to the Prop Firm membership. Every Sunday I do a live stream for Prop Firm members on the on YouTube and Patreon. Excuse me, I got confused there. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that live stream stays private for you guys, but just keep that in mind. You all have a fantastic day. I will be around all day, obviously, always I am. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments section after YouTube gets done processing this video, and I will answer them. Trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.